I've begun working on my new rotary displacer cylinder. One of the things that I was going to do with it was make a much greater separation between the hot and cold side. To do that, I'm making these sections of wood that I'm going to then glue all together to make the side. The grain in the wood goes this way. That's because heat through wood transfers quite readily back and forth, with the grain, but not against it very well. So that'll be a pretty good insulator between the top and the bottom. I'll go through now and show how I cut these out. I'm going to put a pattern right here. Here's my pattern. It would have worked a little better if I made it come out a little bit more on the ends, so it would have been easier. Between the layers, I think I'm going to try and actually use silicone to bond them together. I'm actually going to use the copper itself to try and line things up. I was going to wait till it was all set up to do this, but I'm going to put a thin coat of silicone on the inside as well. That'll be the seal for the end, for the interior of the wood. I'm just going to rub a thin coat out there. Just kind of force it in the seams. And I just want everything to line up nice. I'm working on my new metal plates for my new my rebuild on the displacer cylinder. So basically I'm starting with this thin sheet of copper. So I have a piece with some bends in it. That's going to help me keep it in line. I'm going to basically clamp it and shape it in there. I might do a little pre-bend with my hands here. Just a little shaping. Where's my other piece here? I'll just kind of clamp it in here. Get our shape. Well, once you get the side shaped, then you kind of feed it in the slot. At least that's the idea. It's in here, and obviously if I'm doing it the final time it'll be caught. The copper is a whole lot more springy than the aluminum was, so there's going to be some struggles related to that. But kind of work them in. So once it's in place, the frame itself should help. Actually, that comes out pretty good. But the frame itself will also help shape the cylinder. So with this design, I have excellent heat separation between the top and the bottom, more efficient heat conducting metal. Hopefully I'll be able to get a much better seal on all parts because of the new the way it's notched in there. And I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to take the air feed off yet. Some of the details of the frame, but I'll work that out. One of the issues with the rotary displacer that I need to address is heat delivery to the bottom of the unit. For that I'm going to attempt to make a small copper stand from a couple sheets of copper like this. I got my metal cut out here, drilled some holes that I'm going to use to screw onto some end pieces. I've kind of Bent these two ends in the vise. I've done a little hand bending here. Done a little bending on the sides here. I'm going to try and do that a little bit more. Back up a little bit. That's what I was just going on the edge here. Get a crease. I did take a utility knife and kind of make a little groove on each side. Not sure if that really matters or not, if it helps as much as I was hoping or not, but it seems to help a little. And I made this shape here. That's going to kind of mirror the profile on the end. I'm going to just try and clamp that to get my shape. Okay, just try it with a regular clamp here. Kind of starting in the middle, just because, I don't know, might come out evener. Just try putting it down and see what happens. And we'll just do this in each position. The main part of the stand I got shaped and bent now. It'll save yourself a lot of time if you take the tape out of the inside before the final bends. But, so now I'm going to work on making the end pieces right here. To tap out the holes on the interior piece, I'm just kind of running my screws that I'm going to use into a hole that I drilled out a little too small for the screw. That taps them out nicely. Because of its smaller size, these pieces I can use this small vise here. Just kind of put them in, make the bend. This one I want a little more. This doesn't have to be perfect. Trying for about a 90. If you look at this piece, they have a notch. Hard to see, but a couple flaps bent over here. That's going to notch with the bottom plate here. We'll slide that in. Alright. To finish it off, got one side screwed on. I'm putting in a copper scour brush. That's just to increase the transfer and evenness of the heat throughout the unit. Copper itself is already an excellent heat conductor, but I think that'll help even more. Just have to screw the last panel on, which is going to be a little harder because it's going to want to fall in as I screw. Thanks for watching.